Hey everybody, welcome back to Creating Scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm still in the process of making that final video for the Fairfield Inn, but I need to let you know that that video it's not going to be just on that hotel, okay? Because from now on, the videos that I'm going to be doing for a while will be actually inside the sim. And I'll be doing ground textures, adding light poles, traffic lights. You know, you guys saw the traffic light videos, I hope. If you haven't, go back and watch those. But the next videos, even though I kind of consider them part of the Fairfield Inn series, they're not going to be concentrating on the hotel. They're going to be talking about adding assets, objects in the sim, in the simulator, the scenery editor. All right. I got a lot of assets that I need to make, that I'm doing for that video. Okay. So one of the assets that I have not created for John Glenn International Airport is the airport sign. All right, it's not important for pilots because you're not really gonna pay attention to it, but let me show you. This is John Glenn International Airport's entrance sign. It's just a concrete obelisk, kind of a pyramid shaped, kind of funky looking thing. All right, and there's two of them. One is concrete, and then the other one is kind of a metal mesh. All right, I'm not going to show you how to do that one, but it's basically, this is just going to be a technique that I've done a video on, of using a texture for like doing railings and stuff. And I also, if you have downloaded my Deep Space Network dishes from flightsim.to, the actual dish surface itself is actually a texture, okay, that makes it look like it's a metal screen. Okay, so that's what this obelisk in the back is, or this whatever. It's not an obelisk, that they stand up straight like the Washington Pyramid, Washington Monument in Washington D.C., United States. But it's more like a weird looking pyramid type thing. All right, anyway, I digress. So this is what I'm building. All right, and we're going to be concentrating on the text. I want to show you something about this text. All right, also this object that I'm making will have these three flags: the Ohio flag, United States flag, and I have no idea what that is. That might be the City of Columbus flag. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll probably use, there's an add-on that you can get at flightsim.to, and it's called Windy Things. He's made almost every flag of the world and the United States, and they flap in the wind based on the wind speed and direction and stuff like that. So I don't have to reanimate my own flags. I'll probably use his. So if you don't have Windy Things, those flags won't show up in the scenery. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this right here. All right, so that's what we're building. So I'm in Blender. I have both of the shapes created. I have them laid out where they're supposed to be, and we're concentrating on this one right here. We're going to add some text. All right, turn snap off here, and we're going to come up here to global. All right, and we are going to shift A, and we're going to add text, and it adds it laying down just like that. We're going to rotate that on the X 90 degrees to stand it up, and then I'm going to tilde F to get a front view, and we'll kind of zoom in here. Okay, now I'm going to go into edit mode, tab into edit mode, and I'm going to backspace over the word text, and I'm going to type in with my all caps, John Glenn enter international. Okay, just like that. Tab out of edit mode. All right, now I'm going to move with G, and we're going to slide that over here, and I'm going to hit S to scale, and we're going to scale that up a little bit, and I'm going to G again. And the thing is that that font's not correct. The real font is just a basic Arial bold kind of font. So we're going to come over here to the text properties, and we're going to go to font, and we're going to open the font choice, and any fonts that you have in your Windows should be available in Blender. Okay, so we're going to choose the Arial bold font and open font, and you see it changes the font in our model. So I'm going to hit scale again, S for scale, and we're going to move that up so it kind of looks like this. All right, and let me give this a quick file save. All right, now the next step is we need to convert this text into a mesh, because I want to extrude it. I want it to have a 3D effect to it, right? So normally when I do text, I do a lot of cleanup. All right, so first let's right click, convert to mesh with our text selected. So now that's a mesh, and if I tab in, you notice that I can no longer change the text because they are now objects. And when you convert text to mesh, you get a lot of extra polygons. So usually when I convert text to polygon to meshes, I do a lot of cleanup on them. All right, now I'm going to tilde F just for now, and we're going to zoom into the J. All right, now for this video I'm not going to clean all the text up. Okay, I'm just going to show you what I do to clean them up. So let's concentrate on the J. Let's pretend that we want to get rid of all of these polygons that are in the J. I'll select the edge select tool, and I'll hit Alt, and I'll select one of the edge loops, and then I'll do an Alt Shift and select some more until they're all selected, going around the perimeter of the letter. Okay, then I'll do a select, invert. Now ignore the other stuff, okay, just concentrate on the J. It selects all the interior, or all the edges I didn't have selected. All right, and then I simply do a delete edges, and it keeps the outer, and then I'll hit A to select them all, and then I'll do an F to fill them in, and now I have that J without all those interior faces, right? So that cuts down on the face count. So I'll do that for all the letters in the name. For this video, I'm just going to hit a series of Control Z's and undo everything I just did. Okay, because that's not the topic of the video. All right, topic of the video is going to be getting these words to snap to this inclined face. Okay, now I always like to have for my letters, I want to have a 3D effect to them. So I'm going to go to face select, select all with the A. I know I don't have my screencast on. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that on for now. There we go. All right, so we have all the faces selected for our text, and I'm simply going to hit E to extrude, and I'm just going to pull those out a little bit, just like that, so they're 3D, just like that. Okay, now we want to snap our text to this face right here. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to get out of edit mode, make sure our text is still selected. I'm going to turn on snap, and for the options I'm going to turn on face and make sure that align rotation to target is check marked. Okay, then I'm simply, now I might have to move this, I might have to select a couple times to get it to snap to the right face, but I'm just going to hit G and notice that it has snapped to this face, right? So I'm going to click verify, and then yes, that is snapping to that face. Okay, now if I would have selected this edge right here, it would have rotated it a little bit more and sunk into my surface. Okay, so I selected this edge over here. All right, so I got it right the first time, so that I'm lucky. Okay, so yeah, that's how you snap an object to a face. Now remember, when you go back, make sure that you turn your snap off so you don't ruin it. Okay, then it's just a simple process of adding a color to it. Call that blue, and we'll change our base color to some kind of blue. We don't want it too bright. Okay, so it'll kind of look something like that. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you haven't used that snapping to faces, but remember, if you want it at the same angle, that you have to select the align rotation to target, and whatever object that you're snapping will get rotated and its base will be set on the object, the face that you're snapping to. So I hope this video helped, and hey, if you feel inclined to support me, buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld. I do have a Patreon page. I do have a not a GitHub. I have a Gumroad page, and that is myphysicalworld.gumroad.com, where I have some free models for you guys to download. I will be putting the hotels up there when I get this project finished. That way that you can download those hotels and do whatever you want, make modifications of them, use them freely in your scenery, because most of those hotel chains, the hotels are the same. I just ask that you use them on your free stuff. If you are selling your projects, do not use my model. Okay, if you do use my model, you might want to DM me. Okay, but I do this for free. It's a hobby. Yeah, I do accept donations, but that's okay. And a lot of you guys have been doing that, and that is awesome, and I really, really, really thank you. Just kind of, helps with time and material, I guess. I don't know. It's not like I have any overhead cost. But you guys have been very kind, and I thank you very much. I'm not out there buying Lamborghinis with it or anything like that. I just put it back into what I'm doing. But yeah, please subscribe if you haven't. Most of the views that come to the channel, obviously, just like every YouTuber there is in the world, and I'm not a YouTuber, by the way. No way. I just have a YouTube channel. But yeah, most YouTubers, most of their views come from unsubscribed viewers. And please subscribe, hit the notification bell, make comments. That helps with the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. This is just a fun hobby, and we're having a blast. I do a lot of things. I have a lot of interests. Obviously, I concentrate mainly on Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I'm also a cartographer. I make maps, do spatial analysis, that kind of stuff. And I build models like you see that in the back. And I also have taken up painting, and I do a lot of aviation related paintings as well as landscapes, just because, you know, you get bored on doing certain things. So I just took up painting after Christmas. So anyway, it's fun. Hey, you guys are awesome. 1,700 subscribers. I would have never thought. Anyway, I hope this video helps, and I will see you guys on the next one. See you later.